As a graduate of Mass College of Art, I was asked to design a large exhibit space for the National Conference of Industrial Designers. The project is to design an exhibit for the display of industrial design products. I chose to design it as two structures overlaid, one within the other, that represent very different postures in society. The tensile structure with fabric, with rear projection of euphorial and surrealistic abstractions of nature, has a pergola structure under it made of raw material, metal, and sonotubes. He planned every detail, and it's just a wonderful time, and it makes us so happy to have him and Michiko together, because we love them so dearly. I'm Darleen, I'm Keith's mom, and you'll find we're a lot alike.
Leave it on the cake like Martha had the
What are you telling me?
I think she lived till she was 63 or 4.
Oh no, she lived till she was 72.
Oh, she was 72?
Oh yeah, Nani was 72. Nani didn't die until after I was married.
Yeah. She's got the clock down. We remembered a story that we didn't tell you.
But we don't want
And you missed it.
No, it's not.
the lights on.
Did you hear us talking about it?
No.
But we had all the same reactions.
Sugar Ray?
Uncle Paul was nurse to us for.
Really?
And we were just talking about a funny story that we all remembered is Nani sneaking in to watch Nani corset up, and she'd swing these huge boobs into. Yeah, because I said, I went from having big boobs to having perky boobs, having cancer. So.
Nani had tremendous boobs. I'm not kidding,
And she
guys.
wasn't that old.
They hung down to here.
Wow.
Now, what my mother said, the reason that they were like that is because when she was young, they didn't have
Really nice
support,
bras.
Oh, really?
and they would strap them. Okay, so she was large-breasted. So naturally, if she was large-breasted and they taped and strapped it, there was no place to go except and we'd go up there and she'd be doing this until she finally landed.
As a young child, I was scared of breasts because of my mother's discussion. Nani's Malili.
Malilos.
Oh, I'm sorry, Malilos. Malilos.
See, he's got all this on.
Yeah,
I know he did.
got it.
No, but who was telling us that she would lay around the house with her bra on because it was so hot in Newton or something?
Marietta was saying that.
She would roll them up. I mean, throw them over the shoulder and, roll them down like a pancake and stick them in.
She was always hot in Florida, and she was in her slip.
Yeah,
And
Florida.
the priest walked in. It's Nani.
She's a very pretty woman,
She was.
When you think about it.
Well,
Beautiful
Anne
white
looks
hair.
like Nani.
Yeah,
Anne looks very much
Yeah,
like Nani.
she does.
yeah. I have Ann here right now.
Yeah, he's
Tight
But
hair.
you've got the Denali too.
Look like my dad.
Stop that, I'm gonna kill you.
That's what her dad had it. And Anne
I thought it was a Denali forehead.
Got two.
Yeah.
Got two. Look, Michael.
Yeah, we all have it. Keith
Denali forehead.
definitely have the Denali
He leaves me hanging.
Good luck in
Do I have a Denali forehead?
Yeah, you do.
Give our love to Marty, okay?
I will.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, you definitely have the forehead. The big, wide, high Denali
Really?
forehead. Yeah, we're gonna come
Nice to meet you. Paul.
It's okay. Yeah, sure.
Your key is a power.
Do you have an email?
But every Sunday every Sunday at 3.
He looks like Grandpa Powers, Ray Powers.
Papa Ray.
In fact, there is a picture on his wall at his condo, and if somebody didn't tell you, you would think it's Keith.
Amazing how much you look like him.
But there's other times, like in some of these wedding pictures, here's my smile. There's something about the way he talks.
Oh yeah, I gotta get you to do that because I got.
Denapoli. There you go, the Denapoli lip.
Lenore and I have
What's the
opposites.
Denapoli lip?
Do it to me. Hold it. Say your name.
Darlene.
No, with the lip. Say your name.
Can you do that too?
Yeah.
Do that, Can
The whole family does it.
I can do it.
Are you done
I can do it.
talking
There's
about
something.
that?
Yeah, about boobs.
Yeah.
He's talking about that.
No, isn't it Uncle Paul that says that he can take his top lip and touch his nose?
Oh, I can do it with my tongue.
Oh, you can do it. Oh my goodness.
That's
I can touch my top of my nose with my
Wasn't
tongue.
that what Uncle Paul was telling you about the?
He didn't do his lip.
Oh, you can do that
What
too.
did he do? His
Let's see.
tongue.
Darleen, it's family.
Oh, you can do that too.
I can't.
Both
do
ways.
that.
Wait, go ahead. Wait. Let me get focused. Go ahead.
Okay. Diane.
Now say your name.
Diane.
Say your name.
I did. Diane. It's a school for the gifted.
I can't do that.
We have a picture of Gary and Lenore and I at Marcia's wedding. And I'd come back from Italy like the day before, so I was like,
What are you trying to do?
Say your name.
we were out of great time. I was so, you do.
I did it!
Not quite. I thought
I
It's going to
did
be
it!
remembered for generations to come.
I did it!
Immortalized.
You
in
have to
video.
say your name. You have to do it and say your name.
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah, this is good.
I can do funny faces.
Okay. Can you do that the other way?
No.
Can you do that again? Hold it.
Enough.
Nope. What is your name? How old are you? And how are you related to the family?
My name is Darleen Powers, DiNapoli Powers, and I'm 57, almost 58, and I'm related to the family. I am the daughter of Jerry and Ruth DiNapoli.
And what do you do, or what is your life dedication?
Well, other than family and my kids, my life dedication is my work, which is architecture, and my little world of friends. My most memorable experiences are around having my children and graduating from MIT and my 2 marriages.
Tell us a story about someone in the family.
A story that I would remember, oh my goodness, would be, well, a lot of funny stories. They're not necessarily funny to anybody else. Probably something, the DiNapoli party, where Lenore and Paul and I did Jeopardy, and we made Jeopardy the game to be played. It was at Ann and Al's house, and we were sort of in the know, and all of the questions, Jeopardy questions, were to be answered with a name of somebody in the DiNapoli family, and they were real questions with real answers, and it was an educational program for the kids. And we used my brother as the sort of the sucker client. We were all contestants, Lenore and Gary and I, and Lenore and I knew the answers. Like, who came over in the boat from Italy and was so cute that she didn't have to ride in the belly of the ship with the rest of the family. She was in first class with people that practically adopted her the whole trip. And the answer was Nani. Of course, Lenore and I knew that answer. Then Double Jeopardy was questions about famous families and people all over the world. And the answers were a DiNapoli, whether, and it was never true. Like, who founded America? Angelo DiNapoli. So it was a great time, and I wish we had time to do another game. I was going to do Wheel of Fortuna, and that would be our version of Wheel of Fortune. We'd like to do that again. It's fun sort of putting on a show. I did it as a child. I had theater out in my deck the whole time I was growing up.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Well, chocolate ice cream is right up there, but it's more like an addiction. I think it's probably pasta. You know, a simple marinara sauce pasta. Spaghetti, you know, not linguine, the other kinds of pastas, but just spaghetti. Things that I'd like to do would have to include going back to Italy again and doing it on a more of a long-term basis. I'd like to actually advertise and then teach Americans over there about urban design issues. Been sort of in my head for a long time. And of course, it's never enough for me. I mean, I want more. You know, I want my dining room table. I mean, I want stuff. I want the sports car again, even though my legs don't want it. I want more vacation. I'd like to sort of close up shop within 3.5 years and do the golden years early.
And who's your favorite son?
Keith. Keith's my favorite son. Keith was sort of, we could say, special child. You know, his father and I, Ronnie and I, we were young parents, and we just loved the kids, and it was very physical. You know, I do visualization a lot when I work on myself quite a bit, and I use visualization. And when I think about Ron and I and the kids, we're rolling in the grass, and it's totally chemical. I mean, it's physical. There's no boundaries. That's not good for parents. That's young parents. That's what happens. And so we were babies having babies, and Michael and Mark were just a piece of cake. And then Keith came along, and he was a little different. We were older, so we probably treated him differently, and things weren't good at home, so he reacted. And he was mischievous in a way that made me concerned from a very young age. I can remember his first birthday party that we had at our house in West Newton Hill, huge Victorian with wraparound porch, and on the back side of the porch we had a lot of kids, and I just remember him being really unhappy the whole party, and it's because he wanted the gifts that Michael had gotten the day before, you know, or was getting the next day. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but he basically wanted what a 15-year-old would get. You know, he didn't want what a 7-year-old would have gotten. He wanted to do what his brothers did, and he did some interesting things under the porch with matches. But in general, he was just the delight. You know, I used to call him Priscilla Goodbody when we lived over in Brookline in an apartment. You know, he was the one that would help Mom, you know, clean, and he just was such a good cleaner at like 2. And the kids, Michael and Mark, would call him Priscilla. I'd call him Priscilla Goodbody. You know, because he was Mom's pal on the bike down to the tennis courts, and I played tennis for hours, and he played for hours. He was a terrific little kid. Michael was an interesting kid because he just liked to take everything apart and put it together, and take it apart and put it together. And Michael would just keep himself busy for hours playing, but he had to have something complex or he wasn't going to be happy. He talked when he was, he wasn't a year, and he would say anything that I would say, and I remember once anti-disestablishment and terrorism, I could get him to repeat that when he was like 9 months old. Anti-disestablishment and terrorism. And when he was about the same age, I burned something in the stove, and I said a bad word that starts with an F, and he heard it, so he repeated it, and I said, "No, Michael, fox and geese." I said, "Oh, fox and geese." And so for a year, he said fox and geese, and then I burned something again, and he said the other word. He had remembered for a whole year what I had really said, because he was so smart, so smart.
Bye, Danapolis.
Bye. See you.